Yes, I am live. Hello, everyone. Good evening to you all. How are you doing today? Happy Wednesday. It's nearly 6 p.m. here in the UK. I think it's just some few minutes to 6 p.m. Just give me a moment. I'm just quickly going to check and see. I think I'm fighting with some cold today, so I may cough every now and then. But I have water to drink beside me. So, today is about fear. So let's talk about something that we don't admit, but that's the reality with some people. But a lot of people don't admit that, and it's the fear of failing. And let's be honest, how many times have you thought of doing something, and just because you're scared that it won't work, you know even though you don't want to admit it to yourself that it's the fear. Sometimes a lot of people come up with so many excuses that it's because of this, it's because of that, it's because maybe I don't have the resources. But deep down in you, you have the resources. Deep down in you, you know that if you want to make it happen, you can make it happen, right? But then you just feel like, what if it doesn't work? you know I've also felt like that before. Prior to starting my business, right, I felt like, what if this didn't work? What if I fail? Yes, what if I fail? But for me at that time, it was a case of, is it not better trying and failing in the process than not trying at all? And maybe 5 years from that time, I'll be sitting back and be thinking, oh, what if I'd maybe taken that bold step? A lot of us are out there, a lot of people rather are out there, and because you don't know what is in it, you are scared, you're afraid of failing. And sometimes it could even be, fear of what will people see. Hmm? People will say, people will talk. I said it sometimes ago, I think it was in my 3 days ago life. I said, look, people don't care about you, people will talk. So for some people, it's, what will people say? It's not about, pulling resources together to go into something actually. It's just the fear of, what if I put this much and I fail in the process? I have been there. Like I said, I've been there. But I looked at myself at that time, and I looked at what I've been through in the past, and I told myself that if I have taken that bold step, I didn't know what was in Namibia for me when I went to Namibia. I always share that story here. If you don't know, I'll quickly give you maybe a glimpse of myself, my story. I left Nigeria 2014, went to Namibia to do volunteering service. I never heard of Namibia before I went. Even when the opportunity came, I saw that Namibia was only 2 million population, which was actually less than where I was living at that time. And I told myself, you know what, let me go. I didn't know what was there for me. I was afraid, but I just said, let me go and try. Because I tell you this for free, failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of the process. If you look at the people that are winning today, if you look at a lot of people that are winning today, they have failed one way or the other. But they learned from what, that failure gave them experience. It gave them, something to work on to be able to be successful. So failure is not the opposite of success. So if you're thinking of, would this work for me? Will I fail? Maybe if I fail, what's going to happen? All this, what and that. I tell you this for free. Face your fear. Hey, face your fear. Like we concluded a 28 days fear killer tournament challenge in my business community in our group. And honestly, there is something that, if I had known, during that challenge, I told myself, oh God, if I had known, I would have, faced my fear. there was something holding me back really, and it was if I put so much in another, if I don't have to put in fear of, I don't know what tomorrow holds. I don't know what it's going to be like in another 4 weeks, right? Just give me a moment. Give me 1 minute. Let me just double check and see if I'm live. Please let me know where you're watching me from. If you're watching live with me, just put in the comment section so I know where you're watching from. Okay, no, I'm definitely live. It's just to double check because sometimes I just find that I don't see anyone. I don't see my video, but I'm live. So what I'm trying to say is that, when I was going to Namibia, I didn't know what was in it for me. I was afraid, but I did it scared. And, recently we concluded the Fear Tournament challenge, Fear Killer Tournament challenge in my community, my business community. And, I didn't know. I honestly didn't know how I was going to do it, but I said, you know what, there's a challenge here, I'm going to do it. And I love, doing challenge. So I went into that challenge with my business community and I came out top one in intermediate. So we have Neil, we have intermediate, and we have leaders, right? I'm in the intermediate. I'm only 2 years in my business. So I went for the intermediate and I went out of my comfort zone, right? I faced my fear. Fear, right? It will not die. The fear will always be there, but you have to face it head on. I faced it, and now I feel comfortable. You know what was holding me back then? Fear of how is tomorrow going to be? How is next week going to be like if I already spend this much on what, and what? You know, that was what was holding me back then. Because I already prepared that this is all I can put in for this period. But I went out of my way during that fear killer, and for the 4 weeks that we actually did that um, Fear Killer Tournament Challenge, I doubled my efforts, my previous efforts. I went all in, doubled my efforts, right? And the 4 week passed. It felt like now it's normal, right? The doubled effort now feels normal for me. If I didn't face my fear, right? If I didn't go all in and just say, you know what, let's go, let's go. If I fail, I re-strategize and I continue, because failure is part of success. It's not the opposite. Because you fail today does not mean that that's the end of life. You fail today, you still keep going, and then you learn from what your failure. I once told you here, was it 2 days ago or when? Maybe I even mentioned it yesterday. Our grand coaches, right, failed in 24 businesses. They didn't stop. I have failed in the past, like in so many things, but I didn't stop. If I had stopped, maybe I wouldn't have seen this opportunity. If they had stopped, they wouldn't have seen our business opportunities. 24 businesses they failed. And in our business, they succeeded. They've been here 7 years. They paid off 700,000 plus in debts, including their mortgage, their cars, and they still have savings. So that is to tell you that if you fail, don't stop. I know you have that fear of what if I fail again? My dear brothers and sisters, you have that resources, right? Um, you're just afraid of putting in that effort. Like I had it before I failed Killer Tournament Challenge, and I'm doing this live because maybe there's still someone out there who was like me, like six weeks ago. I was really, very, very not skeptical, very, very withdrawn to take that bold step to go to the next step, next level, right? To push harder, to double my effort, because I was afraid. I was scared of, if I put in this much and I get hard on the way, that means that there will be no effort anymore. Literally, that's not what I'm implying, but it's just around that. Yeah. So I just, when the Fear Killer Tournament Challenge came, I just said, you know what, I'll go in. I'll go in with faith. I went in, doubled my effort. That doubled effort feels like it's now normal. I don't even think twice before, I do it. It's now normal for me now. And I'm now looking towards, increasing my efforts again in the next challenge that I will be having. So if you face your fear, right, it's not going to overcome you. It's not going to, hold you back. Because so many of us, it's not, that we don't have what it takes. It's not that we're not courageous enough. It's just that you're sometimes thinking of what is going to be the outcome. Yeah, what's going to be the outcome? You know, and the fear that is holding you back, sometimes you don't even admit it that is fear. You just make several excuses. I was making excuse that, no, I don't have enough resources to put in this effort. I don't have enough money to do this. But deep down, you know that it's fear that is holding you back. It's fear of maybe failing, fear of what people will say. Like I told you, I have been there, but I went out of my way. And when I went out of my way, I realized that the it's that thing between you and your next level is just that fear. Just face it and push through. I just say, you know what, away you go. I'm going in to the next level. And I'm so thankful that I was able to face my fear in the aspects of that challenge. And now it's now part of me. Is now I'm already thinking to myself, okay, in the next 1 month, this is my budget for this. In the next 1 month, this is my efforts that I'm going to put in for this. And I'm very hopeful, and that's how much trust I have in myself, how much trust I have in my ability, how much trust I have in the system that I am using, right? So if you have faith in yourself, if you believe in yourself, you believe in your ability, you believe in your efforts, that your efforts is going to yield, nothing will hold you back. Nothing will hold you back. So, and this didn't happen. Like, even in the past, of course, I felt like when I was going to Namibia, I was so afraid, but I went. And one thing for me is, because I've been learning, because I've been going through so many challenges, not like physical challenge, but, like when there is, when they put out like a contest, yeah, because I've been learning, I've been going through all of that. Then I realized that failure is part of success, because people who are winning have failed one way or the other. All of the people I have seen that are winning now, they have failed one way or the other. And the fear will not go. It's you that will drag it away. You will just tell the fear that, what, enough is enough. And a lot of you also overthink. Don't overthink. Don't overthink. Just believe in yourself. And that's one thing I want to put to you today. Believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody will believe in you. You have to first believe in yourself. You have to first tell yourself that, look, my effort is going to yield. You have to first tell yourself that you are enough. You have to first tell yourself that you have what it takes. So, my dear brothers and sisters, we have spent, I think, about 30 minutes. I don't want this life to be more than 20 minutes. My previous Go Live would be like 40 minutes and all of that, because I like to listen to my Go Live. Yesterday, I couldn't listen to my girl because it was so long. So, I'm going to listen to it on my bed when I'm going to sleep, because, sometimes all of this, I'm talking to myself as well. All of this, sometimes when I listen to it, lifts me up. As much as it's lifting someone up out there, it's also it's also giving me hope. It's also giving me value as well, because I go back to it. I do all of what I'm telling you to do as well. So it's not like do as I say. Mine is not do as I say. I do what I preach. So now, my challenge to you is that, what's that one thing that you've been looking forward to do, but you are so scared, you are afraid that probably it won't work? You know what? This week, today is Wednesday. This week, take that leap of faith, even if it's messy. Or you want to ask me about something being messy, my dear brothers and sisters, even if it's messy, even if it's there's no clear road, there's no clear path, do it this week. Start messy. Because I tell you, there won't be any perfect time to do anything. There won't be any perfect time to do anything. And The moment you're able to face fear, to no would you fear, if you carry light to look at the eyes of fear and say, you know what, I face you, here I come. What is it? What do you want to do for me? And that was me 6 weeks ago when we started the challenge. And I didn't know how I became top one in the intermediate. It's God, and it's courage. It's believing in me, believing in the system, believing that I am enough, believing that this will work for me, believing that I don't need to figure out, you know, how the next 6 weeks is going to look like. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to face this fear head on. I'm going to put in this double effort that I've been contemplating. In fact, the time that I've always wanted to double my effort when it comes to, my advertising, it's, but I just always like think, let me still keep this. What if this? What if that? And a lot of us are still there. What if this? What if that? Let me just do it. Let me do what? And when the challenge came, I went in, and now that double effort feels like a comfort zone for, like, feels like a safe place. So because, of course, it was 4 weeks and it became part of me. It's already in my, the next months are covered because of my mindset shift as well. The mindset shifts and the fact that I faced the fear. There's nothing in it. I saw that there's nothing in it. I conquered it. And now I'm walking in my freedom. So if you face your fear, the moment you're able to tell the fear that I am going into this, nothing will block me, nothing will obstruct me, nothing will hold me back. I believe in what I'm doing. I believe in my ability. I believe in myself. I believe in what I'm working on. It will work. It will work. So that's it. 70 minutes of fear of failing. What if I fail? But another thing I want to say to you is that a lot of us, we trade time for money. So there's nothing that is free in this life. There's always a trade-off. There's something you are trading for something to you to achieve something. So what are you willing to trade for your freedom? What are you willing? Because at the end of the day, freedom is not about having so much money. You might have a lot of money, like be comfortable. Maybe you already have £100,000 saved in your account. At what expense? Time. You have to go to work day in, day out to be able to save that much. Maybe you already want to mortgage a house next year, and you're already looking at, okay, when you get your house, you want a brand new car. You're working so hard, back to back, no time for family, no time, because you want to save up, right, to be able to mortgage. It is valid. I always say it here. It is valid. I've been through all that before. I've done that before. It is valid. But what if there is a way, right, that can help you without you having to sacrifice time, so much time? Of course, you're going to put in time for everything, for everything to work in this life. There's something you have to put in. Is either money or time, what? So what are you willing to trade to get your time back? Instead of you trading your time to get money, why not, trade something? Maybe even if it's money, why not put in money, put in time today to get freedom tomorrow? Not literally tomorrow. Yeah, we are all adults. I don't target children. I don't have children here. The youngest will be 18 on this page. I want to believe so. So, what are you willing to trade off for the life you want? At that stage in my life, before I started my business, it was time. I was trading time. I was trading time, family time, just to save up much so that we can do whatever we needed to do. ILR was coming that year, and I know that the following year, it was going to be citizenship, and I know that I have family back home. I knew at that time that I needed to gather money. My children, like, I have older kids in the university at that time. So much, a lot. And we were not entitled to any public fund, so it was just money from whatever we were doing then. But I told myself that, okay, if I could start my business, maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I give myself time. Me and what I'm not. I've done so many things in this life. I've done so many things in this life. So I know that something tangible. If you want to get anything tangible from anything, you put in time, you put in money, you put in effort, you give yourself time. You will get something tangible out. And that's one thing I realized. When I went to Namibia, I felt like, oh my God, like, what is all this? Then I gave myself time. It was volunteering for 2 years. I gave myself time. In the process of 2 years, did my registration with Namibian Nursing Council. In the process of the 2 years while I was volunteering, I was using Second Eye to apply for jobs so that when I finished my volunteering service, I could stay back. And to the glory of God, my effort yielded. The time, the effort I put in yielded. I got a job with Namibian government. Ministry of Health. I worked with them for 2 years. While I was working as well, I was using another eye to eye Western world, to eye UK, to eye US. Namibia that's UK for me. I put in time, I put in effort. I would travel from Namibia to South Africa to go and do my tests, proficiency tests, to do CBT, leave my children with my pastor's wife. That is what I was, that was the effort I put in. It was scary. Hey, how many times did I do English tests? I've shared it here before. If you want to know, it's another day story. And I was putting in the effort. I know that if I give myself time, if I put in the time, the effort, the money, yes, because I was using money to book tests every now and then. So if you want something to, and today I'm 7.5 years in the UK. I'm a British citizen from all of those efforts. So if you give yourself time, if you give yourself time, you put in efforts, you put in money. If it requires money, my dear sister, nothing works without our brothers and sisters. I think I have brothers and sisters watching. Um, Anything good in this life, put in money, time, and effort. Give yourself time on top of it. You will get something tangible out of it. You get something tangible out. So, and that was it for me when I started my business 2 years ago. I gave myself time. I told myself maybe in 2, 3 years, 4 years, maybe I'll be able to reduce how much I work. 1 year down the line, I was able to reduce. Another year down the line, this is me sitting at home for the past how many? I think my network is slow there. In case you're not hearing me, just put in the comment section because I think my network is fluctuating. So 2 years down the line, I've been sitting at home for the past how many days? I can't remember. Working on my business. Yesterday, actually, I was in my training doing something and I was once restricted on TikTok. Yes, restriction is part of life. That's why I say you will fail on the way. You will look for how to amend it. One of my other accounts was restricted and I was just looking for, oh God, I don't want to lose my tracking code because that one was. And while I was just learning, I saw that I could actually create another account. And I created another account. I linked my tracking code to it. Share all these things 2 years ago. If somebody was telling me all these things 2 years ago, it would be like Greek. But I grew. I learned in the process. I'm still learning up until today. I have my learning pouch and everything, like, because if I don't work, I put in time for my business rather. So if I don't go to work, me and my business, yeah, we left. Well, sometimes my husband is, you are married to your business. I say, I'm married because I need to, research and see how my business will grow. And I also sleep. I love to sleep. I sleep and I eat, and and my children are off this week. So I look around and see what they're doing. Okay, anyone needs help, they come to me, we chat, and that's all I do when I'm off. So, yesterday as I was just learning and learning, I saw that, wow, I could add an account. I created another new ad account. And then I could link my tracking code to it. Oh my God, I felt on top of the world. And it was new for me. So learning is every day. Actually learned another thing that I shared with my team today on TikTok as well. So whatever platform you want to use, there is training for it. As I was going through our training yesterday, I was just saying to myself, oh my God, so I'm going to use this tracking code because I wanted to, start also something on TikTok. And I just, I just went on to TikTok itself. I was reading about the policy and then I went on to the learning part of it. Then I went back to our own training. I checked that, then went back again. I saw that you can ADD another AD account. Wow, that was how I did it. And I felt happy. I felt on top of the world. I felt knowledgeable. Yes, I felt empowered. Yes, I felt empowered because I learned. I didn't know all that before. Even 3 days ago, you asked me, I didn't know because I was already, beating myself that, oh God, I need to create another tracking code on TikTok because my one of my ad account was restricted. Blah blah blah. So if you're afraid of failure, you cannot. You cannot. Sorry, my glasses is blurry. If you're afraid of failure, I don't think there's success. So don't be afraid of failure. Failure is part of success and it's a learning curve. When my other account was restricted on TikTok, I didn't stop. I still wanted to go and, you know, try again. And that's how I learned that I could actually create multiple ad accounts with one business manager, which I did. And I learned that just yesterday. And today now I've learned something new today. I won't share with you yet. Yes. So take that bold step towards your life, your future. Face your fear. Head on. Face it. Open your eyes and tell the fear, hey, you, I'm going past you. So that's it. If you are meeting me for the first time, my name is Felicia Bosedi Akintola. I'm a mom, a wife, a registered nurse here in the UK. I'm originally from Nigeria and I run this amazing digital business. What I do is I help ambitious people, hardworking professional to start a business in the online space. And, hardworking people who want change in their life, people who are looking for time freedom, financial freedom, people who are ambitious, people who knows that a business require you to put in some level of commitment. Kilo she classes me, sorry people. Okay, I think it's better now. So people who knows that when you need freedom, you need to put in time and effort, right? Sorry, I'll drink every now and then. So people who know that, when you want freedom, you need to put in something. When you want something tangible out of something, you need to, dedicate time and put in whatever it's required. So those are the people I, help to start a legitimate business online business, right? And I'm so glad because most of the people that usually inquire about my business, not people that leaves comments, all of those people that are leaving comments is just maybe they don't, maybe they're not my right people, but people who have actually reached out to me whenever I speak with them, they will be able to give me a rundown of what a business is, because that's my first question. So what led you to looking for online business? They will just tell me that they know that business is the way. So what's your idea of business? Those are the things I ask you because I want to know if you really know what business is and you are actually ready to go into business. So, I was actually speaking with someone just before my life and I said, so what's your own idea of business, regardless of wherever it's run, maybe online or physical, right? And it was able to tell me that okay, when they say business, maybe you are selling or you're providing a service, or maybe there's something you are doing as a person, or maybe you employ people to um, work in your organization and like that. And that was the chat we had. And I said, yes, that is business. I am a registered nurse, right? I provide service for sick people, people who need care, people who need support, right? That is my organization's business. That is their own business. That is a business. I do patronize, Wosi online. I do patronize people like physical stores as well, and that is their own business that are selling. That are selling African stuff and all of that. That is their own business. They're actively selling. It's the same online. You see, the only difference is that you're using your phone, you're using your laptop to run a business. So it's a business. We don't directly do any selling, but we have everything that makes a business to be called a business. This is not a scheme where you like something, you send a screenshot, and then they pay you. We don't do that here. I am not selling course, right? I am not selling digital academy. I'm not selling products. What I do, and which is what you'll be doing if you decide to start your own business, is to mentor you, to guide you, and to introduce you to a business opportunity that has everything in place, a business in a box, where you have all the mentorship, all the training. You don't know how to go on social media, you don't have experience about, online advertising and all of that. We have everything, all the training. I was telling you earlier, I was doing my TikTok training yesterday, and all of this tracking code and all of that, I did not know anything. Each platform, right? I later realized that, each platform where you want to advertise need a tracking code, input or something, yeah, or installed on your website to be able to track the people that are leaving that platform to go to your website. I got to know that on here when I started my business. I got to know that when I started my business. And I am not the one doing all of that. We have funnel builder who, my own is to go and, to that platform, follow the training, go to the platform, go where I can, generate an asset for myself, and then give it to our funnel builder. Please put this on my website. That's not my headache, it's the headache. So that's how supportive, this business is. Everything is in place. You don't need to look for funnel builder. You don't need to look for someone to build your website for you. You don't need, to go and buy courses. We have everything. If you don't know how to use Canva, if you don't know how to use CapCut, the only thing I knew how to use was CapCut before I started my business, and that's because my daughter was using it for videos. I didn't know what Canva was rather, or is when I started my business, whichever one, pick anyone you like. I didn't know what it was when I started my business. It was in this business that I know that there's something called Canva. When I got my first buyer, and I asked my mentor, okay, let me next. Because my husband, I didn't even have a website when I got my first action taker, because I know that if I want to get something out of my business, I need to put in time. Okay, I'll respond to that. So, I know that if I want to, get something out of this business, I need to put in time and effort. So when I started my business, even without my website, I was already preaching. Like this, like, look, I started something new, and I got an action taker. I didn't have a website. But because we have a supportive community, because we have people who are Christians, who are Muslims, who fear God, people don't carry your people. And our system is so controlled. If you've signed up with somebody else before, you will peg you to that person for 2 months. If you've taken action before, you are pegged to that person for 2 years. So that's how wonderful our system is. There's nothing like we don't buy, but like there's no competition here, because there are billions and billions of people out there looking for what you offer. Waiting to hear your own story, your own part of story. Like, a lot of people have reached out to me and said, I've seen a lot of videos, I don't click, but I saw your video, something hooked me to you. And that is because the person is like me, or yes, that person was like me, and she saw me, or she saw me in her. Maybe she saw her in me, or something. She saw her in me, like that. Ori mi nínú wọn, àbọ̀n rí wọn nínú mi. Yes, she saw herself in me. And then she reached out and said, you know what, because there's just something about you that resonated with me. So people are waiting for that story of yours. So all you need to do, you know what, bring yourself as you are, eager to learn, willing to, put in a little time. Fraction of the time you put in your 9 to 5 doing the jobu, and the saving is not still enough. Bring that little time to come and learn how to use the same system that has helped me for 2 years, the same system that has been helping my coaches, my grand coaches. They're able to give out, like, it's coming towards November now, and in our business community, our leaders give out not less than $17,000, 1,000 for each person in each category. And it's not them that will pick, it's the whole community that will select. If my team sees that, okay, I'm good at this thing, I'm helping with this thing and this thing, they will volunteer me that I should deserve this award. They give award $17,000. So if they don't make money, if you don't have enough, where will you see 17,000 to give? That is what this business can do for you if you put in time, if you give yourself, time as well, and put in the required, investment as well. But before you know, just go and watch webinar. What do you do first? Go onto my website, go and watch our info session and see if it's a fit for you. Because at the end of the day, what I like might not be what you like. But if you're looking for time freedom, financial freedom, you are, tired of being tired. I was there. I was tired of being tired. I needed a change. If you need a change, you know what? I can tell you categorically. If you put in the time, effort, just learn this simple system. Very simple. Simple. If me that cannot speak 100% correct English can follow this simple instruction. When I started my business, my 11-year-old was doing the lecturing with me, was doing some of the setup. Recently, he built up my audience on YouTube for me, following the training. Because I said, you know what, so that I pay me, I'm not comparing this. Don't worry, mommy. I know you, Kukuma, know you have. We've been doing this together for 2 years. So, because he saw me doing it on Facebook, on TikTok, so he already has an idea and he followed the training, built audience for me on YouTube. Recently, 13-year-old. So simple instruction, video-based. They're all video-based. If you are eager, you are willing, and you want to change something, and you are ready to face that fear, just sign up. When you sign up and watch the info session, you see the business for you, reach out to me and I'll guide you on the next steps. It's not to get rich quick. Like I said, if you want something tangible out of anything in life, you need to put in time. And the good thing about our business is maybe from day one you can start earning. I didn't have a website when I had my first action taker, just like I told you. Because I knew that for me to be able to get something out of this, I need to put in my time, I need to put in effort. And I did my part because the system is already there. It's just copy and paste system. It's a copy and paste system. Okay, this is the first thing to do, second, third, fourth, just go like that. And that's it. And you will achieve your aim. So face your fear, my dear brothers and sisters. And don't be afraid of failing. It's part of success. Because if you don't fail, you won't know where to, like I told you, that I failed in so many things. I did so many things just before I saw my business. If I had stopped in the ones I failed in, I probably won't find this opportunity. I probably will still be doing my 6 days to start to make sure that I'm saving enough to be able to live the kind of life I want when I grow up. So that's it for today, and I'll see you tomorrow by the grace of God. Thank you, everyone that have stayed with me. Oh my God, thank you. I'm so grateful to you, ma'am. Auntie Iyalori, thank you. It is well. So I'll talk to you on WhatsApp. Thank you, everyone, and do have an amazing evening. God bless you. Bye.